Hello subscribers, welcome to a live stream of Wizardry 8. We are playing the vanilla version on Expert Iron Man. This is 5 rogues and a priest. So we're just trying to work in some training. I've only got about 5,000 experience on the new party. Hey Zombo, welcome in. How are you doing today? Wow, we got bugs and slime. We're gonna
I hope these guys aren't as tough as they look.
fight these through the door. Languid slime.
Spot of work, if I do say so myself.
Hey Jimmy, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? The door scam is working in our favor now. That's right. Can't beat them, scam them, right? Is that how the old saying goes?
They were no match for us.
They were no match for the door. A little bit of training there, but really not that much.
This will be good practice.
Jimmy says that saying is a copyright of Kipper's VHS pirated ring. I'm certain of it. Yeah. I haven't been able to catch any of his streams in a while. How's his pools of... Wait, he's doing Dark Queen of Kryn. How's his Dark Queen of Kryn run going? Is he forgetting to save every 2 hours? Having to retrace all the way through again? We're getting lots of fights. That's good news.
This will be good practice.
He's getting to the end of Dark Queen, but the game famously ends and then keeps on going. So see if he actually completes it. It sounds like something to do. Milk it, right? Why is he playing those old original garbage versions when he can go through the remaster of Pools and Curse and Gateway and Secrets coming up soon? Nice. That was some good training there. I think Dark Queen was the last original he never played. He also said he was having trouble getting the remasters to play on his system because he runs it all in Linux. Ah, gotcha. Well, that should be easy to get going. There's nothing crazy in the engine that would prevent wine from working. He just he just needs to get .NET installed. That's it. Which I would think almost every Linux distribution would have that built into Wine. More bats. These are good to train with. Pretty sure Severv actually got it running. Yeah, he did. He had a laptop. Gosh, I thought it was a flavor of Linux. No, it was a Windows, but it was a different version of Windows. It was a different processor, I think. He got the remasters working on there, so it should work on pretty much any platform. More roaches. I guess the good news is they still train stealth. It's claiming there's a network error. Let me look at some here. That's just Twitch being Twitch. I don't see any problem here. I don't see any problem. Okay. He does have a travel laptop that he took with him to stream from a hotel room one time. I think he has Windows on. He could probably play that. Yeah, I think I remembered him struggling for a while to get something to run with it on a stream. Stream's still up if it helps. Thank you. Yeah, I flipped just to make sure OBS said it was working okay. And it was. There we go. That's some good training. Nice. Just have to figure out when I'm going to actually apply the level ups. I think getting the priest to a higher level works great. And leaving the thieves at a lower
They don't
level.
look tough at all.
Thieves, they're not thieves, they're rogues in this game. They're rogues, but they're not really because they're all traveling in a party. They haven't gone rogue. So let's see, I got Identify and Guardian Angel, so we should be able to get a 3rd level spell once the priest levels up again, which I'm probably going to get Magic Screen. That'll protect us from all kinds of special effects on enemies.
This encounter will be
Holy
extremely
moly.
exciting.
Yeah, this is a major fight. This will give us tons of training. There was a network error. Is the stream still going? Twitch complained again. Twitch. Jimmy says, that reminds me of a group of side characters from the X-Files, a team of hackers that called themselves the Lone Gunmen. Alone, but not so lone, huh? Stream hung up for a bit, but it's hanging right now, actually. Is it? I think it's Twitch, because I'm seeing on my side, it's showing it coming through on Twitch. I feel like it's not broadcasting it. Hey, Crack Rock, welcome in. How are you doing? Crack Rock says you're fine. Okay. Thank you. Yours froze a few minutes ago and F5 worked for you. Yeah. Twitch being silly. I think you're right. Let's get a little water train here. You just had some Kung Pao and a chili pepper had extra power? Oh boy. Sounds kind of dangerous, Crack Rock. I just got network error again. Wow, really? I think Twitch is having some major problems. Yeah, because OBS is acting like it's fine still. There's no blip right there. Your sinuses are clear now, Crack Rock? You can probably sniff out a bloodhound. Obviously, the game is DDoSing denial of service Twitch to prevent our party from winning. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that because YouTube did start throttling me at one point because I streamed all the time. So that's why I switched to Twitch. Jimmy says, it's the only way to stop Deforte. Hopefully you guys are getting some of this and it's not just causing major problems for you. If it keeps having a bunch of problems and it doesn't quit, then I may just have to stop stream early. It's super annoying. Yeah, OBS is claiming everything's still working. This is going to be a ton of training.
Too far.
Firing barbs. Those are firing barbs. Do you have anything you can use? I think you have another sling. No, you don't. I'm gonna reload on Twitch myself here. Claiming that the stream is still going. Yeah, man, that's super flaky.
Too far.
Wow, we got through all those enemies thanks to the door. Yeah.
That's the ticket.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Wow. 3 full pages. Okay, guys, hang on. I'm gonna let my dog out real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Back on the grind. Twitch is doing better. Thank you, Jimmy. Says, yeah, it didn't seem like it was spinning while you were gone. That figures. Of course, it'll show its advertisements without interruptions for people. It's got to get those through. If add priority equals max.
A fighter like this is simple. Take this.
Slow training. Priest needs about 2100 experience. And we could get magic screen. It's been stable for you, Crack Rock? Well, that's good. Good news.
A battle? How
Hey, Duncan, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Says I bought a shield from the Colorado Emporium. It was a +0. That's funny. Jimmy's selling +0 shields. Is that wooden shield +0 that you showed? Because I already got a fix in for that. Cracker says earlier this month and last month Twitch has been funky, but it has been behaving. That's good. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. Is it just that there's more people streaming or more people watching, maybe? You'd think it would be less during the summertime. I know it's winter in the rest of the world, but Twitch being an American company, I would assume most traffic would be from the United States, but maybe it's not. Cracker says it's a decorative plate instead of +2. It just looks like a shield. It's funny you say that. In Ultima 6, you can pull decorative swords off the wall.
delightful?
If I remember right, they do like up to 4 damage or something. Jimmy says +0? If it was Duncan, it should have been cursed. Really should probably add in a few more random cursed items. It could be kind of fun.
Kill them all.
Rare, random cursed items.
Take it.
Paralyze.
Take it.
That's the ticket.
Nice. I do think it's time to get rid of the shield for now. Go back to dual wielding, otherwise I'm never going to get training on that. Duncan says, I rushed to get that manual from the library as soon as I could. Nice, fast experience between the book and the madman. Yes. Definitely.
Come on, let's get them.
Getting regen if you have 19 con using the manual is super, super good too.
Too far.
Three roaches, huh?
Take it.
They were no match for us.
Yeah, there's other manuals like that in the tabletop books that it can increase other attributes too, like dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, or whatever. So I got to implement those at some point. Be cool to get some of those attributes up higher. Rare random drops, of course. We don't want to turn it into a Monty Hall situation. Gary Gygax was adamant about that, saying that's bad. We need 1,300 for the priest.
I'm ready. Let's fight.
Take it.
Nice. We're getting there. Getting stubborn now.
That's the ticket.
Wait. Look, it says Pool of Radiance is still Monty Hall-esque. I just completed the slums and went for the manual and the madman. What do I think your levels are? If you're not multi-classed, if it's single classes, I would say probably level 4 or 5. Yeah, probably 4 or 5. Now, if you turn on item experience, which is the way Gary Gygax wanted people to play the game, that will drastically cut into your experience, because you're supposed to choose between being able to use the item to your advantage or getting experience for selling it. So that's the real way to play. If you try that and you use the manual of bodily health, you'd probably only be like level 3, maybe, instead of 6. Yeah.
Too far.
So as a player, you have a choice. You could enable that, because it's kind of not the way Gary envisioned, when you get experience and get to use the item to full amounts. Now, if it's like a sword or something where it's not a one-time use, you still can get experience if you sell later, but I slowly lower the amount you're going to get as you use it. But like a wand, for example, if you get a wand and you use half of it and then you go to sell it, you're not going to get nearly the amount of experience because you got some use out of it. And I think that's really cool. I really like that feature's implemented. In fact, I should have probably enabled that when I'm doing my Iron Man through playthrough, just to see what it feels like with the real tabletop experience, the way it's supposed to be. But I didn't do that. I forgot to do it. So I'd have to start over. You would turn the item experience on after testing's been complete. Sell the Sword of Colorado and lose 5,000 experience. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it makes it a lot more interesting when you have to keep track of the items. Plus, if you turn item damage on and you have item experience turned on, that's going to drastically impact the game. It'll impact how you play. Like, as long as you don't save scum, You could get fireballed by something, or them throw a flask of oil and it burn you and catch some of your items on fire, and you could end up losing something that was really expensive that you were going to sell to get some experience for. So it just makes the game so much different to play. Makes you have to really be a lot more careful and choose. Like, do I really want to fireball these enemies? Because if you do, you might end up destroying some of the items that they would drop. So then you may decide to use more psionic type stuff, or cold can damage things too, but not nearly as much as fire, like magic fire. Magic missile doesn't really damage anything. So you kind of be more picky. And then if you know the monsters don't carry items, it just blast away. Then you don't have to worry about it. Just adds another dimension to playing the game. But I know a lot of people may not like that, so it's an option. That would be classified as true Iron Man. Yeah, that's more like Platinum Man. Hey, Igloo, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Or Steel Man. That's a Steel Man run. Duncan says it's a little easier for someone like me that knows what items are found where. I already know what battles I need to fight and ones I don't. Yeah, exactly. For expert players, it makes it a lot easier to know what to go for.
They were no match for us.
There will be some surprises, even for experts, though, like the pre-buff stuff. I need to add in a few more casters to Pool of Radiance, honestly. I think that would increase the randomness and decrease predictability of what's going to happen. You just throw in some low-level clerics, druids, magic users, illusionists here and there, and they have some pre-buffs, or even if they don't, that can drastically impact how the battles are going to go. Especially if they're mixed in with like monster types. Like if you mix in a druid with, let's say, tigers outdoors, that could really cause some surprises. I am slowly doing those types of things over time, but there's just so much to implement. I keep implementing more spells and items. It'll never end. Duncan says, with item experience turned on, I would have to fight every battle to scrounge for cash experience. Yes, exactly. It would really change things. By the time you got, like, if you played through Curse, you played through Gateway, if you had that turned on, it would keep your levels probably cut in half. So you'd probably end up only being like level, I don't know, 12 or something. 10 to 12 by the time you completed all those. Ragnarok's first playthrough is best because of the anxiety of not knowing what's around the corner. Yeah, in some ways. Some ways it's not. Some ways it's kind of like you get frustrated, you know? I know when Yor was playing through Curse, he was frustrated because he didn't know. Like, you have to be certain levels at certain areas in Curse of the Azure Bonds. And so it was a frustrating experience for him. So I think there's a fine line. You want the game to still give you surprises. You don't want it to be tedious.
Will be easy.
You don't want it to be 100% predictable. You want it to be challenging, but you also don't want it to be like boring and tedious. You want to feel like you're getting something out of it. That's my opinion, at least. Ragnarok says, I love D&D stuff, but I am really familiar with monsters, so I don't get too worried about what they can do. Yeah, that's where you need to play the remasters, because I've changed a ton of things. You will be surprised. There will be some fights you get into and you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? Duncan says 10 to 12 would never be enough for Pools of Darkness. The game is tough. Casters and everywhere and draw. Yeah, but if you do Secrets, Secret of the Silver Blades, after those others I said, and then Treasures of the Savage Frontier, and then go to Pools of Darkness, you would probably be like level, I don't know, 18 to 20 is my guess. You'd probably start at that level in Pools of Darkness. You'd start at a higher level with all the item stuff turned on, even if you just started a brand new party in Pools of Darkness. Plus, you'd have accumulated some crazy cool items by the time you got there, and not have the lame, boring static ones they give you when you start a new party. Yeah, Secret's stocked with casters. I actually need to add more caster types in Secret, and I plan on doing that. Because, you know, there are druids and illusionists now,
This will be
which
good practice.
have different, totally different aspects. Plus, there's higher level spells now, and there's more variety to the higher level spells. I might bump up some occasionally. Duncan says, you get hit with an acid vial, your Vorpal sword is melted. It's possible.
I'm
It's
ready.
not likely.
Let's fight.
Not likely, but it is possible. That's one reason why you want to have a shield equipped. So the way I check the precedence on damage is if you have a shield equipped, it'll try to destroy that first. And then it'll go after a weapon in the primary hand. So if you don't have a shield hit, or shield first, it's going to do your primary hand. And then if you're completely unarmed, it'll go for your armor next. And then after armor, it'll start going for some of the other items. But that's not necessarily for splash attacks. That would be from like a traditional hit. From like an ogre or whatever. Just straight damage. If it's a fireball attack or anything that's an area of effect, magic effect, or even flaming oil, that can hit more than one item.
Delightful.
Because it basically can like hit your whole body. Jimmy level up. Nice. Oh man, armor plate would be good too. For this party, armor plate might actually be better right now. And then once I level up again, then I can get magic screen. That's what I'm going to do. I don't normally do that, but for this type of party, it actually will work well. Duncan says, plus what good is a Black Circle Necromancer that isn't an actual Necromancer? Yeah, you know what? I always wondered about that too, Duncan. That's the title based on the level. If you look in the AD&D books that Gary Gygax wrote, when you reach a level with all of any class, it gives you a title. That is right. It is a magic user is considered a necromancer once they hit that level. I don't know what it is, level 9 or 10 or whatever. So that's why they're called that. It's not because, like in other games where a necromancer is its own type of class. That's kind of the formal title for that. And I think once you get to like level 12 or 13, your title is wizard. But second edition AD&D and later, they didn't even have magic user anymore. They changed it and made it called a wizard is the class. So they completely changed how all that stuff worked after first edition. But yeah, that's why it's called that. I finally figured that out just several months ago as I was going through and doing a bunch of stuff. Gregok says I used to have a shuriken roast monster that I would use as a form of lockpicks, but I wanted to have them regrow to eat enemy weapons, but never finished the campaign. Duncan says having a shield costs me battle segments. No, a shield does not. It has no speed factor to it. Weapons do. If you equip an offhand weapon, it does impact your speed factor. Kargok says, with enough cha, you two can become a necromancer. Duncan says, the only SSI book that contains titles for level is Curse of the Azure Bonds. Oh, really? And then they didn't say them. The other thing about shields, I don't know if the original engine did this, but I did. I implement this way. You don't get to use a shield if you get attacked from behind. So, like if you have a shield that's like giving you an armor class lower by 4, and someone attacks you from behind, that shield's useless. So you have to imagine your armor class is actually 4 higher. And that's true when you attack an enemy too. That's according to the rules. You're only supposed to be able to use a shield for things that are kind of toward the front of you. I think I have it work on the sides too, but if someone's behind you, maybe diagonally behind you, it won't work. But I think for flanks and front attacks, I have it work. It just adds an extra dimension of tactics. Duncan says, I just checked my books. At least SSI actually matched the level with the title. They only got the names right with the magic users. None of the other named enemies are used. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. That's weird.
This will be good practice.
Pretty inconsistent.
Take a beat.
I do use some of the titles in my remasters for some non-casters. Like if you run across assassins or
Imagine how well I did.
monks or some of the other, you're going to see titles that match their level. Occasionally, I'll just say like level 5, whatever. But for most, I do try to match their titles. Let's see, we have almost 10,000 experience, so we could apply 2 extra level ups. Actually 3 to the rogues, but I don't want to do that. Because then we're going to start getting much harder enemies. Still need some more training. Probably train stealth a bit faster with armor plate now. Just do some defending. You guess they use them correctly in Pool of Radiance for the naming of the hirelings? Yeah, they did. Yep. Pool of Radiance is probably one of the most accurate
They don't look
ones.
tough.
Like they kind of started to go backwards a little bit. Curse isn't bad either, but it's not. They did go backwards a little bit on some things. I guess since Pool was the first game they created, they were extra careful. Let's see here.
Really Secundus.
So we got 9 left. Oh. So they're spike stones. Okay. There we go. We'll keep those handy in case we get in a bad fight. The other thing is, I know Flan, when I looked in the campaign book for Pool of Radiance, they're supposed to have different types of shops. Like, I think there was an alchemist and stuff too, so considering, since there's so many weapon shops that have the same stuff in them, possibly swapping one of those out and making some unique things you can buy that are consumables, you know, like potions or whatever. Maybe have them replenish only every so often so that you can't buy unlimited. And if you want to buy them, you'll have to pay with age by resting. Just things like that to make it where you can't have 100 healing potions, for example, right off the bat. Especially since I keep implementing more potions.
They don't look tough at all.
No potions of snack stealing, no matter what Jimmy says. He might want a Scooby snack shop. Ooh, War Scepter. That's nice on the priest, but have to move him up front. So we could probably do that. Ooh, you can't carry that many potions. Yeah, item damage would help take care of that too. Destroying potions that you bought. So now I have to consider, do I want to switch to the War Scepter? Yeah, I think so, because my staff skill's not that much better. Do this, and then he can equip a shield. And we can put him in the middle. Quit here in a few minutes.
A fight like this is simple. Take this! Take this!
Priest getting some action there too. Retreated because I didn't want to get past the door. Come here, buddy. Where the heck did you go? Is it stuck in the door? What the? Where the heck is it? Ah, look, it's up here on the wall. When I opened the door, it pushed it up in the air somehow, and it landed on the wall. As I'm looking at the mini map, I'm like, where the heck is this thing? I couldn't see it on the ground. It's right there on the wall. The heck? That was really weird. That was a first. The game's trying to scam us with wall enemies now. Zombo says the itsy bitsy spider went up the wall. It did. It's a roach. I guess roaches can climb walls. In real life. Jimmy says wall scam. That was a wall scam. Tell you, every time we play this game, something weird happens. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.